lane. Tell the DJ spin it like a Beyblade. Tell the DJ spin it like a Beyblade. Dust my feet, let my shoes at the front door. Top flow sweet, living gates, that's a condo. Dust on my feet, let my shoes at the front door. Dust, tell them folks in God I trust. Had to dust my feet, let my shoes at the front door. Top flow sweet, living gates, that's a condo. Dust on my feet, let my shoes at the front door. Dust, tell them folks in God I trust.
Shalom, my peoples. What up, everybody? I hope everybody's doing good. Welcome to another conversation at IMTV Talks, and I'm talking to that good brother, young Bezzel, man. What is good with you, man?
Bezzel, hey, not much. Just living life, man. Just got over the holidays. It's good, fun. Getting things together in the house now.
Yeah, that's what's up. Man, everything is cool. I'm doing good, man. You know, just like you said, enjoying life with me and my kids and my family, and you know, doing things here on IMTV Talks, man. I'm glad to have you on the show.
I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Man, no problem. So can you share with the listeners where you're from?
Yeah, I'm actually from Chicago.
Shots out.
Yeah. But I haven't lived there in a long time, man. When I was 13, we moved, and now I live in Oklahoma. I've been here about 11 years, but we lived in a suburb in between that, and that was a no-go. But, yeah, so 11 years.
So how you got started with music and ministry?
Well, so those are two different stories, because like music, my brother and his friends used to make instrumentals, and I tried it and I sucked at it. I was real bad. So like I was like, all right, I was like 12, 13. I was like, I'm gonna just try to rap then. So that's what I was doing, and it was secular at the time. I was just trying to find my way, and then like when we moved to Oklahoma, long story short, me and my wife both got saved out here in Oklahoma. And so that music obviously had to turn to God. So from that point forward, it was making music for God. So I think I was about from time 13 to 20. I think I was 21. 13 to 21 was like all secular, and then just flipped it when I got saved around 21. Now I had to make music for God. And so then that turned into, okay, now I'm not just making music as a hobby. I'm trying to plant seeds and touch souls and change lives and figure out best ways to kind of do that and letting God guide me in all those steps.
Man, that's what's up. Man, now how we got to know each other is through another good friend who's been on the show recently. I wanted to ask, like, how do you and Travell Richardson know each other?
And man, that's God too. So like, he's friends with somebody that I got connected with, and like all of this stuff is through like ministry and shows. So Ty Williams, and I met Ty Williams through a show I did that we held, and then Ty Williams invited me to an event that he held at his church, or maybe it's his dad's church or something. So then we've been linked up ever since and talking, and we made a couple songs together. It's pretty fire. And so, yeah, I mean, it's God connecting people. That's what it's all about, honestly. Like, so many people, especially even in the Christian, like, you think it's all the secular people, but it's us too, that we get a certain amount of fame or, like, whatever notoriety, and then we stop practicing unity. I'm not saying myself, but you see it. And God called us to be one body and be in unity. So that's what it's all about, coming together, sharing our talents, getting on one track, trying to plant a seed, push it to the public. You know what I mean? Coming together as one.
For sure, true that, man. And matter of fact, that's one of the reasons I do IMTV Talks, man, so people could come through and share their stories for real.
Yeah, you never know who is touch. Each testimony shares a different thing that can touch a different person in a different moment in their life.
True that, man. So I noticed, like, you have a branding called Death to Life. Like, how did that get started?
So I've always went by Young Bezzel, and then like when I set up for like DistroKid and stuff, because I wasn't super like serious into the stuff, like setting up stuff when I was in a secular world. But once I finally like got a little older, I started trying to brand and like trying to figure out how to get it out there to more people than just the people around me. So they, now newer stuff, they got DistroKid and like stuff like that where you can upload to publishers, and they say, oh, you need this, you need this, you need this, you need this, right? So one of the things is kind of like a title or a name or like a band name or like a label. So it took me a while and thinking about like, man, what could it be? But one of the most fascinating things is Jesus was like, death to life, bro. Like that's kind of like our whole thing. Like I bring you from death to life. You live in a life that led to death, and when you get saved and you give your life to me, you're living a life that leads to life. And so that's how it all came out. It was like just that thought, and I was like, yeah, that's what it is.
Man. And I noticed that you're also with you down with Bigoted Music. Like, how did that happen?
And that's a similar thing too. One of my friends, Benny, he invited me to album release party to perform with them. And there was a guy named Darius Monroe that was doing the album release party. And after the event, we kind of like loved each other's visions and different things. We got to link up and we just talked about starting a group. First it started with like we did a couple songs together, and then like after a while it formed into a group, and then it formed into events. Now we do events together and get other people involved, and it's called Praise Party in the Park. And we do a podcast. It's called Bigger Than Music as well. It's on all streaming platforms. So like pretty much it all started from doing music ministry together at different times, and we just met up at one point and was like, let's do this together and make it more solidified. Help each other make it a better outcome.
That is super cool, man. We stronger together.
Yeah.
There's a lot we can do on our own, but when we got friends that's on the same mission that we are stronger together. And
right.
And I say that because I also run with Harvest G Music and Harvest G Radio, which we are on right now. Man, your music, bruh. I'm gonna tell you right now, one of my favorite songs from you already is that joint called Crazy. What inspired you to write that one?
Man, I think it's just the times that we're in. And I got like 60 songs on there like right now, and a lot of them are more hype and inspirational, but like the last couple that I dropped have been more kind of on what's going on in the world right now. So like Crazy's talking about like just the falsified images that people are putting out and portraying, and the lifestyles that we're pretending to lead, and we're pushing other people to walk that way too, and we don't even believe it ourselves. And it's even more crazy that these songs that I dropped right after this, you see the stuff with D1 and all this stuff and Floating with Jim Jones and all that, and I'm like, man, them songs that I just dropped are talking about this specific moments, like stuff like this. Like he's like, it's just about money. Who cares? It's entertainment. No, bro. Mm-hmm. No, it's not. You're misleading people. Right. You're stray so you can fatten your wallet. And that's kind of what that song is kind of getting at, is you guys are putting up these images, making people think this is what I need to strive for, and you're making people depressed trying to strive for something they can't attain.
Right.
Yeah.
For real. Man, I was on a recent prayer call. We was that money thing. That's exactly what we was talking about too.
Oh yeah.
Look to money more than anything.
They think that's gonna solve the problem.
Mm-mm. For real. And speaking of pretend, man, like that's like your most recent single is Pretenders. Can you share about that one?
Yeah, and it has a similar concept, even though they're talking about different things. But that one's more talking about like how people, kind of like I said, it's kind of similar to Crazy, but in its own way, it's just talking about how the music industry and actors and models and different things, like how they portray this lifestyle that they don't really live up to. And the biggest thing is more the music and stuff, like talking about killing and robbing, and I got it out the mud, but you know, like they talking about all this stuff they don't really do. If you was really doing this stuff you talking about, you would not be out in the public, you'd be in prison. So
sure.
I call it a pretenders because you're selling a fake brand, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? That reminds me of one of my friends said back in high school. He was like, man, if your record books is clean, how the heck is y'all gangsters?
Yeah. And that's what's crazy to me. You're like trying to wrap your head around it. You're like, you realize at the end of the day, the one thing Jim Jones did say is right. They are just entertainers. They do not care who they mislead or who they lead astray. I'm going to entertain, and if you like it and you're going to fatten my pocket, that's all they care about. And at the end of the day, our job is to try to lead them to Christ and change those mindsets.
Sure. Yeah, because that is crazy. Man. So besides Death to Life, besides Bigger Than Music, besides Crazy and Pretenders, what more can we look forward to from Young Bezzel?
I have a lot of collaborations in the works with Forever, Alexander Rain, Bigger Than Music's working on another project. But, you know, besides that, kind of just staying in my lane right now, like kind of where I'm at in my pocket until God tells me something else. Right now, it's kind of staying on the same path, trying to figure out new ways into ministry. I know one thing personally I've been working on is talking. Because big part of Bigger Than Music that we wanted to make it is that the music and the shows and different things, that it was more than just the music, and that's why we named it that it was more about the ministry. And so we're trying to get better. Benny's really good at talking, but we're trying to get better at like our communication and like maybe preaching in between, or like having a word, a message, and doing altar calls, different things in between shows. So that's kind of one thing that we're trying to develop in a lot right now.
Man. Sure, I can't wait to see more of it, man. So what I want to ask now is, how does the Most High inspire Young Bezzel to keep moving forward?
Man, ever since, I don't know, but ever since I got saved, there has been no like turning back. There has not been a moment where I've been like, maybe this isn't right, or maybe this isn't for me. I was living a kind of a crazy lifestyle, and it was a lot of it was like just like drinking and driving and, you know, smoking and different things. It wasn't like really bad, but it could lead to harm. Like that drinking and driving stuff was bad. Falling asleep at the wheel. I got pulled over probably 2-3 times. Cops took me home. Like, you think at the time that you're just lucky. Like after I got saved, I realized I was protected. But
yeah.
But the biggest thing that stood out is I was trying to stop those things. My wife was always, at the time she was my girlfriend. She was always mad that how I was acting, and the liquor would make me mad all the time, and, you know, act a fool. But when we finally started, we got some premarital counseling, and with a pastor that lived next door to us. Crazy. And I thought it was all belong. Long time, bro, like just doing it and going and going. And then he was like, let me lead you through this prayer salvation walk. And I was like, whatever, dude. Did it. Then he's like, let's do a baptism. And I'm still doing the same stuff, going to church, doing the same stuff. Came out the baptism, bro. Next day, woke up, didn't want none of it. And like from that day, like it made sense to me. Like I had an encounter with God. Like there ain't no way I just couldn't stop. I couldn't stop for one day. I was addicted. And I woke up, didn't want nothing. I woke up and I was like, let's do something positive. Let's go help somebody. And like from that moment forward, it was a wrap. Like nobody could give him his existence. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up, man. And if you could say anything to inspire others, what would you say to them?
I know that we all have like something that we want to do, a desire, a dream. If God puts it on your heart, don't give up. Just always look back to what, when, and why He called you to do it, and push forward with that in mind. I know sometimes like this music stuff and different things that we do, it can make you feel like, oh, I got 2 views, or I got this, or you know what I mean? Like, it can make you want to give up sometimes, the amount lack of support that you can get on the journey that you're on. Just remember, Bible says to do it for audience of one. You're doing this for God, plant seeds and growth. Just remember why you started it. Don't lose that.
So, man, that's deep, bro. Man.
Yeah, that's what keeps me going. Please. Like, just don't. It's not for me. It's not for my views. It's not for a fan base. It's not for paper. For Jesus.
Most deaf, man. Man, yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, man, this has been another great conversation, man. IMTV Talks, Young Bezzel, I thank you once again for coming through, man, being on the show.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
Man, no problem at all. So what we finna do next is push play on some of your music. Look, I gotta run that crazy for them one more time, man, so they can catch that and put other music I have from you on deck, man. But yeah, man, just thanks once again. We finna check up out of here. It's your boy J.O.L. Judah, aka your friendly neighborhood DJ Dr. J. IMTV Talks, Harvest G Radio. I just want to say much love. Continue to love the Most High, love each other, and love yourselves. Take care, y'all.
Bezzel. Listen. Hey. This world crazy, we some modern day Philistines, copying lying rappers and models in magazines. It's saddening the way we're chasing after things that can't truly satisfy. We're craving more like Krispy Kreme. You listening? Yeah, that beat nice, got you bouncing like a trampoline, but it don't have substance. So I was sent to intervene and get between your worldviews and point you back to the King. Finishing the mission, He told me to keep on witnessing. They don't want us to bring Yahweh into the convo. Jesus defeated death, you would've have been a John Doe. Y'all glorifying murder, acting like desperados. His return is imminent, you better prepare pronto. We gotta pick a side, lukewarm Christians beware. Now I have to testify to the fact that He's here. Time is running out, we better kick into gear. Heaven is near, it's time to show them all that we care, that's real. This world is crazy, everybody wanna act out, lash out, and they known for taking the bad route. I've been screaming death to life to tell them what my dad bout. That means I gave my life to Him, when I die I'ma cash out. This world is crazy, everybody wanna act out, lash out, and they known for taking the bad route. I've been screaming death to life to tell them what my dad bout. That means I gave my life to Him, when I die I'ma cash out. No weapon formed against me shall prosper, they already know. If God is with me, who could be against me? We ready to go. Enemy retreating, we coming at him like G.I. Joe. We not scared, cause our Father always gonna protect His own. Fighting sin, I got my armor, stand my ground and hold my post. Praying to who strengthens me and wraps me with the Holy Ghost. Holy smokes, Jesus showing me who's really friend or foe. Truth can awaken you, this generation claim they woke. They're not though, they loving violence and they selling dope. Some will buy it just because they're really trying to fill the hole. Something's missing in the life and Jesus is their only hope. What kind of person would I be if I ain't tell them what I know? He's the Messiah, the true provider, I'm not a liar. I used to live for me, Elohim changed my desires. A heart of stone, mine was scrambled, now I'm rewired. I'm shining bright, He turned His pebble rock to a sapphire. This world is crazy, everybody wanna act out, lash out, and they known for taking the bad route. I've been screaming death to life to tell them what my dad bout. That means I gave my life to Him, when I die I'ma cash out. This world is crazy, everybody wanna act out, lash out, and they known for taking the bad route. I've been screaming death to life to tell them what my dad bout. That means I gave my life to Him, when I die I'ma cash out.
This is Blaine Moodle Word. You are now rocking with DJ Dr. J and IMTV. movies.
They all pretenders, just some fakers trying to make it, saying they got it out the mud, but they never left the pavement. They the realest to ever do it, but still living in mama basement, confusing these young minds and blaming on entertainment. They all pretenders, just some fakers trying to make it, saying they got it out the mud, but they never left the pavement. They the realest to ever do it, but still living in mama basement, confusing these young minds and blame it on entertainment. It's amazing all the time that people wasting on the bag that they've been chasing, selling dope and killing people. Let me know when's your arraignment. Kidnapping the youth, innocence is ignorant, making them think it's okay when you ain't never flipped a brick. You ain't never shot a person or been on the receiving end. You never ran from 5-0 or took 9 like 50 Cent. Pretenders live a lie. I'm telling you, God's here for them. I'm not condemning anyone, that's not my job, that's for him. I'm here to bring you truth and also switching up the narrative. Jesus bringing love and grace, we the ones that he shares it with. I'm here to bring the truth to anyone who is curious. He told us spread his word, I'm praying everyone's hearing this. Pretenders, just some fakers trying to make it, saying they got it out the mud, but they never left the pavement. The realest to ever do it, but still living in mama basement, confusing these young minds and blaming on entertainment. They all pretenders, just some fakers trying to make it, saying they got it out the mud, but they never left the pavement. The realest to ever do it, but still living in mama basement, confusing these young minds and blame it on entertainment. I see so many people with falsified personas acting like someone they're not and bringing their life's drama. They be like,
I'm the definition of talent, my overall balance. I think my competition is absent. I'm down for a challenge. I'm not from this planet. I'm like a Martian with talents. I'm the original savage, stacking like Caesar's palace.
You sound like everybody else, no originality. Guns, women, cars, drugs, and a bunch of money. Living for the spotlight, obtaining some groupies, but we all gotta die. Life isn't a movie. You have to decide who you really gonna be. Tonight is the night to give your life to the king. They all pretenders, just some fakers trying to make it, saying they got it out the mud, but they never left the pavement. The realest to ever do it, but still living in mama basement, confusing these young